When it comes to Martin Scorsese movies, I feel like I don't really love a lot of them like I want to. With Killers of the Flower Moon, is that any different? Not really. Killers of the Flower Moon has been a lot of people's most anticipated movies for the last couple of years, with that release date that was always changing. It was never really on any of my lists simply because I had never really done a deep dive into Scorsese's filmography up until about the past month or so, where I've been trying to watch through all of his narrative feature films, and I'm almost done. But I was hoping with his newest film that I would really love it, because there's only one movie that I do love of his, and that's The Departed, which is one of my favorite movies. Unfortunately though, Killers of the Flower Moon did not do much for me. And I'll of course get into why in a second, but before we do, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the rest of this review, and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for Killers of the Flower Moon. Well, let's keep talking about it. The number one thing that I was wondering going into this movie, and I'm sure a lot of people are also wondering, is how does that runtime fit? The ongoing debate between film fans is how long should a movie be? There are some movies out there that after watching it, you're like, yeah, that movie needed to be X amount of hours long. And there are other times where after coming out of the movie, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, that movie was too long. With Killers of the Flower Moon, for me, it's the latter. After the first hour and 20 minutes or so, which I was okay with, I was like, okay, I'm interested to see where this is going. And that's the thing with this movie. I was always interested to see where it was going to go next. So I'll give it props for that. I guess it always had me intrigued up until the final moments. But after that hour 20 minute mark, it slows down significantly. Up until that point, it was going at a solid pace. I guess for a movie that's over 3 hours long, it didn't really feel to be too much, and I was hoping that it would continue throughout. But no, this is a movie that also has a tendency to feel unfocused. The narrative here is bloated. You have a story that has never been explored before with this Osage murders and how they haven't really been talked about. And after watching the film, I do have to say that I'm glad this story was told. It's an important story. There's drama with wealth in the movie. There's drama with race. Even just like familial drama. And all of it just doesn't really mesh all too well, I thought. The performances are good, but that's to be expected. You have two of the best actors ever with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. A newcomer in Lily Gladstone, who I thought was okay. And a bunch of supporting actors coming in here and there. I don't really have much complaints in that department. I didn't really feel that any of them deserved an Oscar per se. But truly, my biggest issue is that I just didn't feel as much of an emotional impact by the end of it. And this is a very devastating story, and I wanted it to just punch me, but I didn't feel that. Maybe that's because of me feeling a disconnect to the characters. DiCaprio's character, he's not a great guy. De Niro's character, he's not a great guy, so it's hard to actually care for them. Lily Gladstone's character, you obviously are going to care for her. She's a character that has had such a difficult journey over the course of the movie, and all you can really feel is just sympathy for her. But at the end of the day, I just didn't feel a true emotional impact, and especially in the finale, which I might be in the minority on this one. I think it's going to be an ending that'll be talked about for years to come just because of what it means. Was there any payoff there? And there's just a conversation to be had after watching it. I found it to be incredibly bizarre. It just ends in a bizarrely comical and honestly distasteful manner. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but I might be in the minority on this one. It might be something that you felt really, truly moved by. How Scorsese handled it felt to be a bit self-indulgent. It was just completely out of left field, and for the story like this, I was not expecting them to handle it in a kind of comedic way. And that just made it all the more disappointing. So you're absolutely going to feel the length of Killers of the Flower Moon. At 3.5 hours, this is a movie that could have been severely trimmed down. Get it to that 2-hour length, and I feel like it could have been better in some ways. But at the end of the day, the execution here, I found, just did not work for me. Once again, I'm happy that a story like this is getting the spotlight that it deserves, because it's important, and it's an important piece of history that has been overlooked for many years. The performances are good. The costume and production design is exceptional. It just feels like you're inside of this rich area. But with its tendency to not really feel focused, and the simple fact that I was just not really as emotionally invested as I wish I was, this is a movie that left me feeling somewhat empty in the end. I'm gonna give Killers of the Flower Moon a C. Man, I really wanted to like this movie more, but it just unfortunately didn't work for me. If it did work for you though, or whatever your thoughts are on the movie, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. I want to thank you so much for watching this review, and again, if you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos and reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.